Now I'll turn the floor over to Councilmember Rocha Garcia, who has invited some of our very special storytellers to San Antonio, to our council chambers. Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mayor. And today, San Antonio is honoring 4 legendary members of the San Antonio Express News photography team who recently announced their November and their December retirements. And we wanted to recognize them today because not only are they nationally and internationally award-winning photojournalists, but they also capture the hearts of the people of San Antonio because they help tell the story through their pictures. And you'll see a slideshow behind me as I read a little bit about their accomplishments. Nationally and internationally award-winning photojournalist Luis Rios, Director of Photography, and staff photographers Jerry Lara, Kin Man Hui, and Billy Calzada were part of the top photojournalist teams in the country, recognized for exceptional photojournalism. I'll start with Luis Rios. And Luis grew up in Colorado City in West Texas. He led the Express News photo department for the past decade. He edited a Pulitzer Prize at the Washington Post in 2000 and second Pulitzer Prize at the Miami Herald in 2009. Luis directed 3 San Antonio Express News photographers who were named as one of 2 finalists for the Pulitzer Prize in feature photography in 2014 and 2018. In 2014, Express News photographers Bob Owen, who is here with us today, Jerry Lara, and Lisa Krantz were finalists for a photo essay on the initial surge of Central American women and children into Texas. Krantz was also a finalist in 2018 for her photo essay on the inspirational life of a young boy battling a life-ending disease. Rio's journalism career began more than 35 years ago as a reporter for the San Angelo Standard-Times. And then it's Jerry Lara. Jerry grew up in Laredo, but he's called San Antonio home for 30 years. He was named a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize for feature photography in 2015 for what the jury described as a chilling photograph that document the hard work of Central American migrants and what they must do to follow and seek refuge in the United States. Although he has covered political stories in Latin America, he's focused on migration. He covered migrants fleeing the Iraqi war into Syria and Jordan, and those making their way from Central America through Mexico into the U.S. Although not planned, he completed 38 years with Hearst newspapers. He would like to thank his wife, Edna, who supported him throughout his career. Kin Man Hui grew up on San Antonio's west side. He later graduated from John Marshall High School and UTSA. He also attended San Antonio College, where he obtained his journalism skills and experience before starting his career at the San Antonio Express News. Kin Man has worked his entire career, over 28 years as a photojournalist, all at the Express News. His body of work was included in coverage of 4 NBA championships by the San Antonio Spurs, coverage of Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans in 2005, presidential campaigns around the country, NCAA finals that all led here to San Antonio, Super Bowl 38, NASA and SpaceX rocket launches, amongst many other assignments. His most enjoyable work has been done right here in the heart of his hometown of San Antonio, covering countless Battle of Flower and Flambeau parades, Neosa, and all other fiesta events. He enjoys bringing awareness to his West Side roots with his work and was often driving around familiar West Side locations looking for art for the next day's edition of the newspaper. His outstanding photography has been published online and on broadcasts such as the AP, CNN, MSNBC, the LA Times, the Washington Post, the Dallas Morning News, and the Houston Chronicle. And finally, Billy Calzada. Billy worked as a photojournalist at the Express News for more than 23 years. His 36-year career began with stints at the El Paso Herald-Post and the Orlando Sentinel, wielding the gentle power of a camera to tell the stories of our times and our lives has been his greatest privilege. He has received many national and state honors, but his NPPA President's Medal and First Amendment Award are most important because he earned them in service to others. His photo coverage to honor veterans has been most meaningful to him, as well as coverage of the Spurs basketball and 36 years of high school sports. He hopes newspaper clippings of his pictures in the Express News live on in family scrapbooks for generations. I know they live in mine. He also covered several Spurs championship seasons, Latin America, and much more. He is thankful to his wife, Alicia, and the boys who are here today, Adan and Stevie, and so many more friends and families and all of the people of San Antonio. I wanted to thank this incredible group of talented individuals who shared their gifts with our community because they have documented important moments in our local and national history, as you can see by the pictures behind us. They have captured stories through images that words can often not express. And as someone who studied journalism in college and who minored in photography, I must admit that your collection of work is astonishing, and I live vicariously through you all. I too hope that the people retain some of those newspaper clippings and treasure those memories that you all have helped document the entire history of San Antonio. During a period of history where journalism and the consumption of information seems to be drastically changing every second, I wanted to thank you all for showing your integrity, respect, and most importantly, your empathy throughout your careers. I know some of the events you all have witnessed have left a profound impact in your lives, and I appreciate the level of compassion that you all have exhibited in your work. And although a lot of you might still be doing some formal work, but you're formally retiring from the Express News, I hope that you continue to use your cameras and your equipment to share with us a glimpse of the world that we live through your eyes, which you all have done so well. I'd like to invite you all up to the front to say a few words. And in the meantime, as you all come out, I'd like to recognize the work of Nancy Pryor Johnson, who helped arrange everyone here today. And I do see Carrie Clack as well here. Mark Medishti, publisher, is here as well. And Mark Davison, for the news editor, is here, as well as all of the families. So congratulations, gentlemen. A job well done.
Thank you. This is unexpected. Dr. Rocha Garcia, council members, Mayor Nirenberg, thank you for this honor. It's been a pleasure documenting life in San Antonio and around South Texas for all these years. And I'm really proud to be part of that history. I realize it was a big challenge for all of us, but thank you again. I want to thank my wife, Edna, over here taking pictures, like always. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Esteemed council, citizens of San Antonio, mi madrecita, my papacito, my lovely wife, my boy Aiden and Stevie, my brothers Victor and Bobby, and so many more. Don't start the music, please. But I just my heart aches for the love that I have for this city, my adopted city of San Antonio. And I'm grateful to all the people who opened their doors to me and my camera, and not only me and my camera, but also to my heart. So thank you so much for these wonderful things. Adan, do you want to say something? This is my 10-year-old son. Okay. Stevie, do you want to say something? Come here quickly, son. Come on, boy. Come on.
I love you, Daddy.
Council, thank you so much. Councilman Rocha Garcia, thank you so much for taking this time to honor us. This is such a privilege to be recognized with these men, and really for the entire staff at the San Antonio Express News. I forgot to say thank you to my wife April and my son Elliot. They sacrifice a lot, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today, or what I did do. So, but thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
I want to thank all of you for doing this for this esteemed group of men here. They're incredible storytellers, and much like you, I view their work as being a public servant. Their commitment to storytelling is impeccable. I'm not going to speak to their photography and the quality of it because their photography speaks for itself. I'm not going to champion it because it needs no championing. Today I bow to these men and their work. And I have always been astounded at when each one of them went out and came back with photography that they were not surprised by because of the people that they photographed, and they photographed San Antonio incredibly well. I wish to say that today I bow to them. I was the director of photography for a very short time, for 13 years. I've been a journalist for the better part of 40 years, and I've worked with incredible photographers. But their integrity and their character is unparalleled. And all of you have been lucky to have these men photograph you and to capture you in maybe not your best moments, but that is their job. You know, they are not meant to be activists. They're storytellers. And that is why they and myself champion a free and independent press. And in these times, I cannot tell you how important that is. And even though we may never step into another newsroom again, please remember that. And the other journalists and other photojournalists that come before you, that their sole intent and their sole purpose is to be independent and not to be activists in their roles. And for that, I don't, I think about it, and I think about my career. And that has always stuck with me, is to remain strong to those commitments. And I look at these men and I think about the work that they've done. And once we step out, I hope that it will not be forgotten and that their names will remain forever in your minds. And today I bow to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And because they never get in front of the camera, I wanted to ask my colleagues if we could please step down and take a full council picture with them to commemorate their retirement.
Thank you very much. And have a happy holiday.
Congratulations on tremendous careers in journalism, but also specifically here for our San Antonio community. I can't say it any better than Councilmember Rocha Garcia said it, so I'm not going to repeat that. But I will say that the photography coming out of the Express News quite literally has changed the world. We've seen examples and examples of that over the years. I'm thinking specifically about what's happened during the course of the pandemic and how that has changed a lot of what this country is thinking about in terms of recovery and how we get back on our feet. But Billy, seeing you bring Elliot up there brought me flashbacks, and I want to personally thank you for the historical record. We spent a lot of time up here, but I have flashbacks of my son in almost the same mannerisms and the same words, being here year after year and watching him now grow old. And I want to thank all of you for contributing to that memory that will be with my family forever. So God bless y'all, and congratulations again. Thank you for everything. Councilmember Villagrán.
Thank you. Congratulations. Retirement is just the beginning of another journey, and I'm so excited to see where this next journey takes you all. I will miss not seeing your photos in the Express News. I hope the next group of photojournalists does as well as you did. There's still some days where I see Spurs pictures and I was like, oh, I need that picture. I want to thank y'all for doing a good job. I know I've only been here for 2 years, but there's been some photos that have been captured that I appreciate. And I know many of y'all had the opportunity to photograph my sister for a good chunk of time while she was on the dais. So you just did a great job telling the San Antonio story, expressing who we are as a community. And I hope the Express News realizes just what they have in the number of photos that they can continue to put out when they tell a story. And I believe they'll be using your photos for a very long time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Villagran. Councilmember Cabello Haverda.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, gentlemen, for your service to our community. You have been reliable, you've been authentic, and you've shown the world the real San Antonio. And for that, we thank you. I have just a quick question. All y'all have to leave at one time? I mean, it's going to be a deficit for the city, but we know that there's a lot of good talent out there. But you guys have been just part of the backbone of our city, and we thank you for that.
Thank you, Councilmember Cabello Haverda. Councilmember McKee Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to start off by, congratulating you all on the legacies that you've built, and of course, in your retirement. We'll note that you're all men of color, and I know that's one reason that Councilman Rocha Garcia felt that this was very significant. Representation matters, and I believe that we all know that. But it shows in your work, covering the best, brightest, and happiest moments in a snapshot, balancing some of the worst and hardest parts of the human experience. You've had a very unique role to play in telling a story through eyes that we can all see from and feel. I'm a math teacher, so it's been a while since I've been in a social studies classroom, but I do remember being in middle and high school and being shown photographs and being asked, what's happening here? What are the subjects feeling? Where are they and why? What does this picture tell you, and what does it make you feel? And for years to come, your photographs will be the ones that students are viewing history from. And I know that all those questions asked are things that are already ingrained in your storytelling process. And so that's a very unique skill that you've honed, and it takes a lot for people to get to that level. So I just want to say again, congratulations on your retirement. I expect Express News has their work cut out for them in filling your shoes. And I hope that, again, as I said, representation matters, that moving forward, that there's a quota that needs to be met. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McKee Rodriguez. Councilmember Kaur. Alderete Gavito.
Thank you, Mayor. To Jerry, Ken, Billy, and Luis, thank you so much for y'all's service to the city and capturing so many of our memories and narratives. Ken, you may not know this, but we met during the campaign, and obviously the campaign is grueling and it's so tough for all of us. But actually the photo that you took of me block walking, and then we ran into my aunt, Gloria, and then my aunt and I gave each other a hug. It's my favorite photo from that whole time, so thank you so much for capturing that memory. All of y'all's legacy is woven into our community. We can't thank you enough. So thank you so much, and I look forward to y'all's future endeavors. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Alderete Gavito. Councilmember Courage.
Seeing you here today really made me think about what you do and you're photojournalists, and it made me think about the word journalist, journalism. That's the people who write down what they see and share that with the rest of the world, their local community or whatever. And you gentlemen have done it through photos. And I think all of us have said and have heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So the thousands of pictures that you've taken in your lifetime and in your commitment to this community means that you've spread millions of words and thoughts and minds in this community. And so thank you for doing that. And I hope you're not going to stop. I mean, maybe you're not full-time working on it, but you have so much more to offer to this city by continuing to take those pictures and share them with our community in any way you can. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Courage. Councilmember Castillo.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to also express my gratitude and thanks for the work that you all have done in communicating and telling the stories of San Antonio and so much more. And also acknowledge, right, that it's a tough job in that we've seen administrations attack journalists. We've seen governments attack journalists. And when I look at what's recently been reported since October, roughly 63 journalists and media workers have lost their lives, right? So this is a job, an occupation that puts y'all's lives on the line. And I think a lot of folks don't recognize it till we find ourselves in those situations. So I just wanted to thank you all. It's a courageous job and often thankless, right, while the stories are being told. And I think what I appreciate so much about you all is, as a historian, I spent so much time in the archives looking at old newspapers and rereading the stories that y'all tell, and the power that those have to impact and shift the present narrative is so powerful. So thank you all, and we appreciate y'all. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Castillo. Councilmember Kaur.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to say that the most beautiful part, and I know I've just started getting to know you all, and thank you all for your service, but the most beautiful part about y'all's speech was seeing the reaction of your colleagues, and there was, tears were brought to their eyes to see you all speak and being able to recognize you. So I hope my colleagues, if whenever I retire, have those same emotions. Thank you all for your service.
I told her it all depends. Thank you, Councilmember Kaur. Thank you guys for your life of service to this community in so many aspects, and thank you again for allowing us to celebrate you today. Congratulations.